What's up guys, and welcome back to our Coventry City career mode, episode number 37, and today I'm going to do my commentary different again. I'm going to talk about the Euros. Now obviously the Euros did finish on Wednesday night. Obviously we're now into the knockout stages, we know who's going to play who, and it was a very exciting Wednesday, to be fair. I mean, Portugal and Hungary, who fought, drew 3-3, and then Iceland scoring in the 94th minute to obviously go through at second place and obviously end up playing England. But anyway, we're going to talk about Group A. Group A, France, Switzerland, Albania and Romania. That's how the group finished, and to be fair, you probably thought it was going to finish up like that, France first, Switzerland second. You couldn't really tell who were going to finish out, who best out of Albania and Romania, but the main thing is, obviously, France, you could tell they were going to win the league easily. You they had the best side, and obviously was gonna play a third place team, and ended up actually playing Republic of Ireland. So obviously Ireland beating Italy surprisingly. Obviously quite a poor, not really the strongest Italy side. That obviously was in the first two games, but they already got through. You could see what he was resting players, and in the end it kind of made up for Ireland, because they got through again. But the thing is, they are playing France now, which you could say they're going to lose. I mean, France, they haven't really played the best football yet, I don't think. So I don't know who's going to finish best. I really don't, but you probably think France is going to win that game. But anyway, on to the Group F, the last group, and obviously Portugal did kind of fuck up in the end. The thing is, they went behind too many times. Went behind 3 times, and obviously ended up kind of having to come back every time, and I think that kind of backfired, as you see the final game as well. They were just playing for the draw, and like I said, it backfired. It really did, because in the end Iceland are playing England. Don't get me wrong though, Portugal might actually have an easier kind of draw if finishing in third. I mean, playing Croatia, which Croatia in the is quite a hard team this year. I think the best teams kind of in the first section of the draw are Belgium, Portugal and Croatia, and one of them two teams are going to get knocked out into the quarterfinals. So I think obviously Croatia will beat Portugal. Croatia has been one of the best sides so far this tournament. They've got the better players, I think, so I do think Croatia will go on against Portugal. But it's just funny how the draws ended up, because in the kind of Germany, Spain, Italy, France and England might all play each other at some time. And it's just annoying to see that, really, because you've got Wales playing Northern Ireland, Switzerland playing Poland, Hungary playing Belgium. It's just quite a poor draw, and it's not really exciting, because you're going to see a lot of good teams get knocked out quite early on, and it's a bit annoying, really. But anyway, I've talked about kind of Group B. Obviously Wales topping the group, England finishing second, Slovakia third and Russia fourth. I kind of talked about that last episode on my Road to Glory career mode. I mean, obviously you're expecting England to win, and it's kind of backfired now, because we are going to have to play probably France in the quarterfinals, and we might get knocked out. So it's their own fault. I mean, we could play Northern Ireland, really, and obviously if we did play Northern Ireland, it would be either Hungary or Belgium. So there again, it is quite a hard draw, but the thing is, you're going to play a hard team in this competition if you want to win, and that's the main thing about it. But yeah, England shot themselves in the foot like they do every time, and it's their own fault. But anyway, on to Group C, Germany, Poland, Northern Ireland, Ukraine. Germany and Poland obviously having 7 points drawn on there. Also Germany finished top with goal difference, and then Northern Ireland finished on 3 points. Germany, I don't think they've played the best football either. I don't think many teams have played the best football. I still think they have it to come. I mean, to be fair, they've probably got one of the easiest draws. They've got Slovakia. I think they'll easily beat them, to be fair. Don't get me wrong, like I said, Germany aren't playing the best football, but I still think they'll beat Slovakia. And then obviously Poland are going to play Switzerland. I think Poland's going to beat Switzerland as well, to be fair. So yeah, and then obviously Northern Ireland are playing Wales. It'd be an interesting game, that, because Northern Ireland, they surprised me, and they've surprised a lot of us. They aren't slackers. They're up for a fight, and it'd be a good game, I think, to be fair. So well done to Northern Ireland for actually getting through. Well done to all the home countries for getting through. But anyway, on to Group D. Obviously Croatia, Spain, Turkey and Czech. Turkey actually thought they were going through at one point and going to play Wales, but in the end, obviously Northern Ireland Republic of Ireland, they kind of stole their place, so it kind of backfired really. And to be fair though, Turkey they didn't play very well all competition. They played shit against Spain. They didn't really turn up against Croatia. They only got a good 1-0 win against Czech Republic, and I mean Czech Republic have played shit all competition, so I mean it's not kind of the best of tournaments for them. I don't think they really deserve to go through either. But yeah, Croatia, I do think they might actually get to the final. I mean, like I said, they've got Belgium, the hardest team. I think Belgium and Croatia is going to get into the semis, and that's how it's going to, that's how their first section is going to end up. I think Croatia and Belgium in the semis. I don't know who's going to get through. If I had to put my money on it now, I'd put on Croatia. But you never know which Belgian team are going to turn up. The Belgian team that turned up against Italy was absolutely shit, but then the Belgium team that turned up against Ireland and Sweden was quite good, so you never know with that. But yeah, on to Group E, like I said, with Belgium, obviously Italy and Belgium actually ended up on the same points in the end, so it just shows you, obviously Italy beating Belgium 2-0 in the first game, and Italy only going through on most goals scored, so it's just surprising how kind of things end up like that. But yeah, obviously that table ended up with Italy and Belgium. Italy first place, Belgium second place, 6 points. Then Ireland finished on 4, and Sweden finished on first. Obviously, Zlatan, the god himself, has retired from international football, and looks like he's on the way to Man U. So it'd be good to see him in the Premier League. Maybe not Man United. I mean, I don't think anyone really wants Man United to do well, but at least we get him into the Premier League, and that's the main thing. But yeah, obviously Ireland have gone through now. Obviously, I just think they are kind of glad they've gone through. I don't think they really care who they had or who they was going to have. I just think they were cared about going through, and in the end, they've got the home nation who's kind of hosting the tournament. Going to be a hard game, going to be a very difficult game, but if you beat Italy, you never know. They perform very well, Ireland, and hopefully, they do beat France. It would be extraordinary if they do. But yeah, on to the last Group F. Like I've said a bit about this already, Hungary finished first with 5, Iceland finished second with 5, Hungary finishing top on goal difference, and Portugal on 3, and Austria are on 1. Austria, I thought they was actually going to get second, but they just did crap. They have Alaba, and they have Fuchs, who plays for Leicester, who's just won the league with them. They have a few other good players, and they've just done absolutely shit, and it's so surprising how, kind of bad they've done. But yeah, that group's so controversial, and Portugal only scraping through by the skin of the teeth. So if they didn't score that many goals, they wouldn't have gone through. But yeah, that's obviously the groups kind of rounded up. But on to the knockout stages. Obviously, Switzerland will be Poland on Saturday. I mean, I don't know who's going to go through in that game. If I put my money on it, it would probably be Poland, because I think they're just kind of the better team and playing the better football. Croatia and Portugal, same. I think Croatia will go through as well. I don't think they have the better team. They probably have a few more better players and Portugal. I mean, obviously the midfield's very good, Rakitic and Modric. Also Perisic is on the wing. Mandzukic hasn't really done a lot this competition. I don't think he's kind of that good anymore. I mean, they've got quite a good defence actually, Croatia. So I do think Croatia will kind of go through and beat Portugal. Yeah, I just think the Croatia have played better. Portugal haven't really showed up yet. They only really showed up against Hungary, and it's against Hungary. But obviously not taking it away from Hungary. But yeah, obviously Wales and Northern Ireland are in the next knockout stage. I think Wales will win this. I mean, Northern Ireland have put a good shift up against teams, but I just think Wales have a bit more quality. And also, it's two spiritual teams, they both want to play, they both want to do well, but I do think Wales will just beat them in the bit. But also, Hungary and Belgium. Hungary played very well. They won't be, don't underestimate them, because they'll, come and fuck you in the ass, basically, because they are playing very good. But I do think Belgium will win them. You just got to think, if Belgium just show up and play well, Belgium's going to win. It's simple. Just look how good they played in the last 2 games. They played incredible. So it just shows you how kind of a Belgium squad you get. So yeah, I do think Belgium will obviously go through and beat Hungary. Now on to the second part of the knockout stages. Germany, Slovakia. Yeah, Germany all day. I mean, Slovakia, they haven't played that well. I mean, I think they kind of rely on Hamsik a bit, and I think, to be fair, I think he looks like he's drowning a bit because he gets the ball so much in the game. Don't get me wrong, he's played very well at what he's done, but, they kind of rely on him a bit too much, like Portugal do Ronaldo, and I just think Germany, they have more quality, better players, so I just think Germany's going to get through, and obviously go into the quarters. Italy, Spain, best, obviously, round 16 match. I think I really don't know with this tie. I mean, if it was starting at Spain, if it's kind of going into the final games, I'd have said Italy. But they both lost the final game, and it's just very surprising. I mean, Italy obviously didn't play their very strong side against Ireland. So, I mean, it's either way. I mean, Italy's defence is very good. Spain's attacking is very good. So, I really don't know. It's going to be a brilliant... Well, actually, I say it's going to be a brilliant game. It'll probably be boring as hell and probably end up like a 0-0 draw, obviously going into extra time and maybe even pens. But, yeah, I really don't know who's going to win that game. If I was just going to say now, I'd say Italy. Probably a bold statement, but whatever. France and Ireland, I think France is going to win that. No offence to Ireland, I mean, they've done well against Italy, but it was a kind of a poor Italy side, really. And I just think as France are kind of the hosting nation, I do think they'll kind of win it for the fans and obviously for them, because they are France this year obviously aren't playing that well, but a lot is kind of relying on them to do well, if you get me. So yeah, I think France will win Ireland, to be fair. And also onto the last game, we have England v Iceland. Probably I'd prefer Iceland to Portugal, but Iceland haven't played that. Have actually played quite well. Don't kind of underestimate them. I mean, we should really be beating them, but in the end, I do think England will win. Well, just about, but and we should be winning, to be fair. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace.